None of the existing Black House or New Black Men of Africa members who want their children to be members of the same group.
Black House are the most dangerous cultists we ever have.
All these politicians, they give us jobs.
For personal guard, personal
SDV Entertainment.
I'm on my way to the University of Benin to understand where all this violence began. The Black Axe formed here 40 years ago, and students are still being murdered on campus today. The Black Axe emerged out of a student fraternity known as the New Black Movement of Africa, or NBM. The movement initially stood for peace, but over time became linked to crime. Today, many people use the names Black Axe and NBM interchangeably. Dr. Stone is a political science lecturer at the university and an expert on the Axemen.
Now you've gotten the preamble into what we are going to learn today: patriotism and nationality.
Dr. Stone was once a senior member of the Black Axe, a chairman. He has agreed to share secrets from the inside, breaking his oath of silence. Is there any concern that members, some of your colleagues
will come after me?
Will come after you?
Why would they come after me? Why would they, if they come after me, can't I also come after them? For personal guard, personal safety.
That looks like a walking stick.
It is a walking stick. A walking stick, yeah. It makes you to walk freely, better, safer.
In his office, Dr. Stone showed me the ceremonial robes he wore as an axeman.
After giving this is what they tell you. You have just acquired your coffee.
They tell you?
They tell you that. I've just acquired your coffee. That great day is coming. That great day is coming.
The name Black Axe comes from the old fraternity, the NBM symbol of an axe breaking chains of oppression. The cult has become a vast network. Axemen have infiltrated all levels of Nigerian society.
You have members in Nigerian Army, Navy, Air Force. You have them in the judiciary. We have people who are pastors.
Pastors.
Priests, for goodness sake. That is what Black Axe is. A name that can help you to conquer. That once you holler, you shout, I ask me. People who are members will come in.
Not all members are killers or criminals, but everyone has a role to play. Dr. Stone claims Black Axe have spies, known as the Eyes, everywhere.
This is where NBM becomes most dangerous.
The Eyes?
The Eyes. You don't know them. You will never recognize them. Even while you come in here, they're already eyes. They've already spotted.
In your days as a member, what was your role?
I was a butcher, but I became a chairman.
What was the job of a butcher?
To eliminate, to defend the organizations and every member of the organization, and to eliminate any identified intruders.
And did you eliminate?
Well, by the functions of the position, you should know.
Dr. Stone warned me, investigating the Black Axe too deeply could come at a price.
They'll trace you.
Really?
They'll trace you. People that know you are more than the people you know. People that knows you are more than the people you know. They will come. Who's going to come? You don't know. And whom they are sending, you don't know. You just play by the rule. Because these are people who love killing.
Fighting back, and even killed when caught. The most powerful vigilante group is the Onyabo. It means we come in force. In Ikorodu, they say these are the only men that cultists fear. I'm joining them on an operation to hunt down cultists who recently attacked their office. Their commander, Lanre Olabinjo, summons ancestral spirits to protect his men.
Just got this sort of amulet, and this will guarantee my safety on this raid, that no bullet will penetrate into my skin, and regardless of this, but this is what the Onyabos are relying on.
At dusk, the Onyabo head into town, some on bikes, others in cars. The commander and his men coordinate everything on their phones.
They move back.
Calling their spies to pinpoint the exact location of the cultists they are looking for. They say their prime target, known as Bouncer, recently peppered their office with a machine gun.
So the Onyabos intelligence is that some of these cultists have come into town today, being Saturday. They're going to be hanging out, having a good time. But what they don't know is that Onyabo is coming for them.
We split into groups, some on the road, others down the side streets. They try to surround the targets. When they see the Onyabo, the cultists run. One escaped down by the lagoon. Another dove into thick bush, filmed by a vigilante.
Hey, come here!
The suspects escaped and snuck back into the city. But the Onyabo don't give up. As night falls, the commander's spies direct them to more targets. They search non-cultist hangouts, stopping and interrogating dozens of young men. It's impossible to know if they are cultists or not.
Got some mixed feelings about seeing how brutal they've been towards some of these people. I mean, this is like war in this community between cultists and Onyabo. And you get the sense that everything goes in a situation of war. It's like there are no rules whatsoever.
They find one of their targets, an alleged armed robber and suspected cultist. Moments later, they find Bouncer, the man they claim shot at their office. Just before midnight, they locate the remaining cultist suspects they've been hunting. Bouncer begged the vigilantes for mercy, but the commander's men seemed sure they had the right man. The suspects were marched back to the Onyabo's office before being handed over to the police. If charged with being a cultist, they could face 21 years in jail.
Just have a little kid. Just have a little kid. How old is 3 years old. Is it a boy or a girl? boy.
You have a 2-year-old son?
Yes, the boy. He's not pressing on us, please, sir. Please, I'm begging Miss Nancy go. And I didn't do it, Shani. Joe, they'll be expecting us by now.
I felt disturbed by what I was seeing. I questioned the commander on his methods. He told me the Onyabo show no mercy.
So some people might say these are violation of human rights.
They might say that, but there is no way. We don't give mercy to these people. Because the way they treated human being, are you getting me, is very brutal. So why will I now see them now without handing them over to policemen? Because they are cultists.
The Onyabo say all the suspects were taken to the police station to be charged. The commander invited me to his office. He wanted me to understand why he wants cultists in jail and off the streets.
We have had several attacks, and in the process, we lost more than 6 or 7 of our guys.
So some of your people have been killed?
Been killed,
by
yes.
cultists?
Yes, yes. Some, they will kill them and cut off their hands. My officer then was killed, and his hand was cut off.
Your own officer?
Yes. He was macheted. He was seriously macheted. I have the pictures.
You have pictures?
The pictures.
The Onyabo photographed every...
Just the expression of on his face. This is stuff of nightmare. So apparently after getting shot, they hit him on the head repeatedly with a machete in an effort to cut his head open. You cannot see his brain. Literally everything is out.
The commander says the Black Axe commit the worst atrocities.
They are very, very brutal. They are very, very brutal. Black Axe are the most dangerous cultists we ever have on earth. Most of the people that was brutalized here was brutalized by the Black Axe.
The Nigerian police estimate more than 90% of the country's cult killings and
They behave as if there is no government. They kill as they like. If we all run away from these guys, they will dominate everywhere. So we have to have people who will combat them. We have people who will face them.
Before leaving Ikorodu, the commander wanted me to meet the family of one of his men.
This was my husband's office before. They killed him. It's not far from here. At any time I pass this place, I feel bad every time.
Bukola's husband, an Onyabo officer, was murdered and mutilated by cultists. She's now on her own, caring for his mother and 5 children.
Was he a nice dad?
He's a very good dad. I really loved him because he's he's rugged, he's hardworking.
Can I see his photograph?
It's been 5 years since her husband, Geleti's murder. With little income, her family are struggling.
They told me that they want to talk to their father, but it's really painful. I will just call my brother that he should help me to talk to them. That they want to talk to their father. What I'm really facing is too much for me. It's too much.
Made contact with some cultist assassins, butchers, who are prepared to break their oath of silence.
We'll call you when we get to the roundabout. Mark me here.
They insisted we meet at night, on their turf, on their terms. The arrangement as to how we get this interview done was not exactly tidy. 1 minute they agreed to speak to us, the next minute they tried to cancel. A Black Axe member met us on a motorbike. We followed him to a hidden location.
You beside the consort, you be my shaman. Nice Muwai. Ogun. Ulaja.
Yes, no.
Me, I be mayor. NBA.
Clear for Dima.
I be Busha.
Doesn't that one not they concern you for mine? Say too much debt.
Me, as I did, I science judgment did it come. I don't kill so many soup.
How many of them?
I don't know if you can't. But I don't kill so many soup. So many soup. The price must be.
These young men seem to have no remorse. But then they told me why they were initiated into the cult. All of them were teenagers, still in secondary school, joining after people close to them were murdered by cultists.
I go school that day, I don't feel forget in my life. As I come back, I meet my pale, dead body. They don't kill her. I don't feel cry, but I know who do her.
For some, the past was too painful to talk about.
I say by the vibrate, I don't want to hear anything for this background. No keke must care. I dey tell you something, I know wetin I dey talk. You know wetin me I don't experience for my life. Eh? You make me dey remember wetin dey come out water from my eye. Oh, I said it's a very long story. Future, no more future. Your own life now be your own future. What you dey do presently, what you go do till you die, now be your own future for Nigeria.
What they told me next was even more disturbing. They claimed they are funded and protected by politicians.
All these politicians, sir, they give us jobs sometimes. They go run package for them.
Also politicians also.
Exactly.
They hire you.
Exactly. Some buy all these cars, like 2 or 3 cars for operation. But you know the fear, they get the backup.
Politicians will back you up in case the cars are
bust. She get. So now that thing they give us mind, say for this background, we go still they do.
Okay. What is not about problem for this country. The only problem we have is politician. I believe Lori pé okay eléyàn ọjọ́ do post. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ mo tẹ́ ní ọkàn náà wọ́n lè gbé iṣẹ́ yẹn fún. I don't believe pé changes tó máa fẹ́ tì sí wa yẹn àbálọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn.
Are politicians secretly working with violent cult gangs? I went to ask the former Black Axe chairman, Dr. John Stone.
What is the interest of the politicians to get into power? Like they cannot survive without the Black Axe there. They must collaborate with the Black Axe for them to survive. How would you be bold enough to go and write result or snatch ballot box where you have a Black Axe man on the ground? The person will be dead before before he begins to eat the money he has taken.
But there is more to Black Axe than just brute force. Dr. Stone claims the cult use an alias to cover their role in society and politics. The organization's original name, the Neo Black Movement of Africa, is registered as a company in Nigeria and around the world. The official NBM is not banned. Members operate in the open, claim to be freedom fighters, donate to charity, and Dr. Stone says this provides the Black Axe with cover.
NBM is legal,
Yeah, but
Black Axe is illegal. But unknown to the populace, it is an alias name. It is one and same. Just from kind of formality to cover the informalities.
Dr. Stone claims Axemen exploit the name NBM to infiltrate the highest levels of Nigerian society.
There are a lot of members in the House of Assembly, even the executive, that are members of this group. That is what NBM preaches. Vie into any position that you know that are humanly possible.
When we asked the government in Benin City for an interview on cultism, they refused to talk. Nobody in power here is taking responsibility for this tragedy. A network of former